Speak Black to Me. This is Dr. Kevin Washington Mwata Kairi talking about looting and burning. Looting and burning. Looting and burning.
Music by D-U-D-E.
Speak Black to Me. Speak Black to Me, a dynamic space of Black discourse where we engage in the process of elevating and transforming the mind. Speak Black to Me is a space where we come together to transform and transcend our given condition, to be and to become more powerful. Speak Black to Me. The liberated zone of intellect, of insight and inspiration is called Speak Black to Me.
The process of looting, the process by which individuals engage in activities of destruction of a physical structure. Burning is the process by which one sets that structure on fire. In 2020, in late May, early June, we have a situation where people of African descent are burning and looting, they say. But the burning and looting that is going on is not in the manner that they think that it is happening. See, it's time to burn and loot. It's time to tear down structures and to set them on fire. It's time to dismantle some things that have been taking a position of residence in certain places. It's time. And that time is now, and the burning and looting is taking place, but it's not the Starbucks. It's not the Targets. The burning and looting that's taking place right now is in the minds of Black people. Stephen Biko says the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed, meaning that if you can control how their minds function, then you can make them be in servitude to you forever. Carter G. Woodson says that when you control a man's thinking, you don't worry about his actions. That's Carter G. Woodson. He says that when you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. Dr. Woodson is the founder, creator of Black History Month. If you know what a man will think, you're not puzzled by what he will do. Well, see, the burning and looting that's taking place right now is not the physical structures that we see in our community. The burning and looting right now that's taking place is the burning and looting of structures inside of our mind. We are burning down the structures of institutional racism. We're burning down systemic racism. We're burning down every element that has been in our minds that has contained us, kept us from trying new things. We are burning and looting the images of our inferiority. We're burning and looting what Dr. Akbar calls the changing images of psychological slavery. These things are being burned down and looted in our minds. See, when you see the burning, when you see the activity, when you see the protest, it is not the protest about somebody being murdered. Oh, that's just simply the catalyst for addressing the issue that we're taking a stand because we have had structures in our minds that have told us that we are inferior. Oh yes, anytime you use the word nigga, you have bought into the oppressor's identification of who you are. Oh, that's being burned down right now. There are no niggas out there engaged in the process of protest. See, you have to be human. See, a nigga is not a human being. A nigga is a thing, an object. But a human being is something else. See, you can do a lot of things to a nigga that you can't do to a human being. You can F a nigga up. You can kick a nigga. You can do all that to a nigga. But you cannot F your brother up. You cannot kick your sisters. It just does not work. Therefore, nigga and brother are not interchangeable because a nigga is a non-human entity. Oh, that structure is being burned down. See, the nigga maker knows that the nigga is coming down. How do we kill the nigga? How do we kill the cracker within is a real question. And that's what's happening. The burning and looting is killing the cracker within. Oh yeah, burning and looting. Structures of psychological oppression and dehumanization. That's the issue right now. And we must be clear about what it means to burn and loot the structures of the oppressor. It means to destroy everything that one has begun to assume to be true. The idea that there is a thing called American history and that simply people of African descent are on the periphery of that American history, when there would be no history without people of African descent and Native Americans. It wouldn't even exist. There is no history. Ask yourself the question, what kind of music exists outside of the context of people of African descent in this country? Jazz is a Wolof word from West Africa, which means hurry up. Jazz was not invented in America. Jazz is an African continuum within the context of America. So it says we have our jazz music, blues and bluegrass music. The banjo was created by African people from the continuum of the core and other instruments that they had in Africa. It is an African continuum. So the banjo that is utilized in bluegrass music is really an African instrument expressing an African reality. Come on, speak black to me. This country doesn't have anything without the African genius. It doesn't have a potato chip. Where black man was upset in Buffalo, New York, or Niagara Falls, New York, where somebody said that the potato that he cut was too thick, so he made it very thin, paper thin, and then he fried it and gave it to them, and it became a hit. You don't have an ice cream scoop or an ice cream or a baby carriage or an ironing board or an iron. You don't have an air conditioner or an elevator without the African genius, and yet people are suggesting that these are niggas and non-humans. You don't have anything in this country without the African genius, anything of value. You don't have a lubricating cup that lubricates an engine, the real McCoy. You don't have a T-top on a car. You don't have cell phone technology, and yet you don't even have the instrumentation, the metal inside of the cell phone without Africa, because primarily tantalite or coltan is mined in the Congo region of Africa, and it is the fastest conducting metal known to man. You don't have the cell phones done by Samsung. You don't have the cell phone itself, the technology, nor do you have the internet without in Africa. Come on, we got to be clear. As long as the nigga maker can control the mind of the nigga, then they reap the benefits of the music, of the inventions, of the creations, of that which makes humanity flow. You don't have much in this country without the genius of African people. I'm a nigga no more. See, the Dogon talk about no more, the power of the spoken word, N-O-M-M-O. See, they recognize that the word contains both heat and moisture. That as the substance that creates life, hot, moist substance emitted into woman creates life, that hot, moist substance that leaves the body creates a life of its own. That's why we even talk about a man's word is his bond, or word. The idea of the word is essential, and so they recognize among the Dogon that there was power of the spoken word. We even have biblical people talk about, in the beginning was the word, and the words were with God, the word was God. And the word came down among us and became flesh. That means that the word is powerful. So when Europeans talk about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, they just lied. And people buy into that. That's the burning and looting that's going on right now. No, words are powerful. Got to say, nigga, no more. Come out a rebirth human being, then declaring yourself to be human. nigga no more. The no more of the nigga. To say, I am human. Burning and looting the structures that said that I was second class, that I was somehow less than desirable. If that is the case, that there is some undesirability physically of the black woman, then why do we have so many black folks with multiple complexions in one family? Come on, speak black to me. See, that's an issue that people have bought into, that to assume that there's something incorrect about black women. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things happening with black women that need to be worked on. That's grist for another meal. Black men too. We all got our issues. Speak black to me. But it was never an issue of desirability. See, we are confused about certain things, but that is being broken down. That confusion is what's being burned and looted right now. There's clarity. See, when you raise something to the ground, when you burn it to the ground, you then have the ashes, and out of the ashes comes a new creation. So the burning and looting is creating a condition by which there's a new creation coming. It's being rebirthed. People have been talking about it for years. You have Noble Drew Ali, you have the Minister Louis Farrakhan, you have all of these entities that have been saying the same thing. Marcus Garvey was saying, do for self, throw down your bucket, where you find yourself, Booker T. Washington. All of these have been saying the same thing. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, all have been suggesting the same thing. So this burning and looting right now is burning down the structures of racism, oppression, human denigration, dehumanization, raised into the ground to bring up a newness that is really old. It is the dynamic of African humanity. It is recognizing, as your suggestion says, I am somebody. It is recognizing that I am a human being, created as a human being, Malcolm X, El Cosmic El Shabazz. It is this recognition that I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, Fannie Lou Hamer. It is this recognition of standing tall in the face of my adversary. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, my rod and my staff shall comfort me. That's the burning and looting right now. Speak black to me.